Hello, welcome to the Pixel Tail developer stream. It is March 3rd, 2017. I am joined by the Pixel Tail crew, which consists of a lot of people like Scott Cocker, Zach Blystone, Mac Guy. It's basically everybody. I'm sorry, I'm not going to go through this.
Not Will. Will's not here.
Wow.
We got
Wow. All
a
right.
lot
Feel
of
sorry for everyone
okay.
else.
Yeah, it is.
Fine.
Thanks,
You want me
Matt.
to go? You really want to do it? Chronicle Lifeless, Andy, Zach, Mac, Joanna, Fooey,
Way to
and
say the
Caboose.
names.
The names. You
The
can
worst introduction
you can
ever.
see who's here by looking to
Anyways.
the right of your video screen.
Anyway.
All right, I totally closed our stream. There it is. Up first we've got. Oh yeah, somebody just added me on Discord and said my cold voice is pretty hot. Thank you for noticing. I sound
Awesome.
like a sick, disgusting. Yeah, thanks for making me introduce. Anyway, in my dizzy haze, we're gonna move along on the stream agenda now. Up first is Fooey to talk about the stuff he's done on the video game.
All right, so I worked on a thing that is totally seamless and you can't see it at all. So you know how with golf, mini golf, that game, that good old game, there's that random chance where you get in the hole, but it still wants you to putt, and you just like totally desynced for no reason at all. So the reason for that is the Unreal's default implementation for physics objects is it simulates on both the server and the client, and there's nothing guaranteeing, except like an update every now and then, that they're actually in sync. So you can get like the odd edge case where your client ball or physics objects totally just nowhere else. So I implemented a fix so that it actually will lerp on clients to where it is on the server, and it will never actually desync because the server tells it exactly where to go and where to smooth to, and it's silky smooth. Works great. Less bandwidth intensive because we can tweak it how we want. And it was the originally it was by Zach. Zach made the component, and I fixed it up a little bit, and we can use the same system for bowling too. So like the whole like you get a strike and then the pin says no, not today. So that won't happen anymore once I implement it into bowling, but it's all nice. It's real, just silky smooth, good stuff. Good stuff.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
Yeah, I'm just playing Forrest while he talks about this, so.
Yep.
I think Force is getting pretty close to completion, right? We've been playtesting it.
Been playing it quite a lot.
Not very good.
But Mac is just
They're not very
I'm
good at it, bro.
I'm trying to show off terrible strats, and I'm not good at it. Anyways, I just wanted to have something to show.
You'll be seeing mini golf on like the next AGDQ where people will be trying to speedrun it. So
did we talk about?
Mac's gonna be right at the forefront of that.
I don't think we talked about this though. Is what I'm showing here. When you
the
camera,
the
fade
Maybe
stuff.
we did.
So that
There's also a new fancy
playable
arrow as well.
Oh yeah.
That Zachary did, and it looks
arrow.
super cool. Here, zoom in on the ball. Oh yeah, I forgot the stream is delayed.
Yeah, it's very delayed.
Yeah, this is probably all last update, wasn't it?
It was, but Forced isn't really. So Forced uses the fade stuff a lot more.
Yeah.
But I don't think we showed it on a stream, so in case anyone's watching the stream.
The fade's gonna be good because it won't, because we've been kind of restricted in terms of like the courses we could make, because like we need the player to be able to like have a clear line of sight to the ball. But now we don't have to do that.
If you don't want to zoom in too. I think it's already live with the garden trees and stuff.
Yeah.
Oh,
I mean, it's not as cool as the fourth stuff, though.
No, the fourth stuff is a lot cooler. As I terribly demonstrate my ability to move the camera. Alright, let me close out of this.
Somebody in the chat said that we should fix the altitude and pirate ship maps. And buddy, I'll have you know that I literally might have just fixed it, so I was working on that right now.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, we gotta test it in multiplayer though, because it might only work for the host.
Alright. I got the other thing
actually like a week ago.
Well, that's...
yeah, sorry. I've been busy with Toy Room.
Do you want to talk about this, Lifeless?
Yes.
Okay.
Sure.
Do we
We'll
just
make it a
show
guild.
around what you've been working
Yeah.
on? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. This is very work in progress. So these like grid things, these are.
The grid
Every
things,
time
yes.
License
but-
shows something, it's like the first time I've seen it. So
Oh yeah. All right.
like this
I'm
is
just
new to
gonna
me as well.
I'm just gonna go around. You can talk.
Okay, cool. So, as some people might be aware, we're starting to think about the upgrade store now. Um, I've already lost track of what I'm trying to think about. Each there's going to be an area for each type, each game world. So, like you have Little Crusaders, you have mini golf, you have Virus, and you can buy all sorts of different things from there. For example, Ball Race, you can buy different types of spheres. In mini golf, you can get different trails, for example, things like that. But the upgrade store is actually quite large. If actually, Mac, one thing I want you
Yes.
to do, can you hit simulate?
Simulate. All right,
Yeah.
hold on.
Because I want you to look at like the Little Crusaders, like
Give me a second.
stuff.
Okay. What Crusaders with simulate? Oh wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
So there's some of it's animated, just to make it look more interesting. But
Mhm.
yeah, um, the the upgrade store is obviously where you can see the outside in the map as well, but it also now goes underneath where the toy store is and Rob's Imports. So there's going to be another entrance where the current drinking machines are. So yeah, I don't know what else to say now.
A lot of this
Very
is, I
neat.
guess,
Oh, the ball race
This is
port.
really neat.
it's really neat. Yeah.
I like this.
I love it.
Show the Planet Panic one. I like the Planet Panic one a lot.
I haven't seen that one yet.
It's something. It really is.
Oh, love it.
Oh wow. What the heck?
It's pretty good. I like this guy.
oh God, I did not know about that guy in the corner.
Oh boy.
Oh dear.
So did we also talked about a couple days ago about like all the items too. We kind of have a rough idea of what those items will be,
Mhm.
and then we'll start thinking about them more again and start thinking about how we're gonna do it. But it's similar to like bowling, where you go and buy different bowling balls and stuff. I don't think we're gonna have anything that like changes gameplay though, right?
Yeah, like
Oh no,
pure
it's
cosmetic.
it's pretty much all much gonna be like visual based
Mhm.
stuff. Nothing that changes gameplay.
I have to
Yeah.
load, I have to load the other thing now, so I'm gonna have to do this thing.
Stall.
I gotta
How's
stall.
the weather?
It is good.
It's been pretty
It
windy.
was
actually.
raining.
Thank you for
Hello,
asking,
fellow humans.
Matthew.
It's raining here.
Is it raining over there?
It is.
Yeah.
How much is the humidity? Like what percentage? Like lately?
Let me check my.
My
Fifth-
humanity.
Like
humidity,
full
actually.
percent.
pressure. Like
I don't
that
know.
way.
I don't know how many.
Is it 80 mm? I don't know how atmospheric. Yeah.
All right. Now that was good. Thank you.
All right.
It's loaded
You're
now.
welcome. Cool. Transition.
Cool. Transition. Here it is. So Joanna has been working on a new condo map. It's an underwater condo map, and it is really, really cool. There are multiple floors. I think I'm on the first floor. Yes, I'm on the first floor here. And so you can see the underwater. It's, not done yet, but kind of the idea here. Lots of curves for this map. I can't remember if I might have my settings down if you're wondering about the ocean thing. That's probably why. Yes, I do. My bad.
Tisk tisk.
Tisk tisk. There is actually an ocean, but as you can see when I'm on the low settings, you can't see it, which we'll fix. Anyways, so yeah, there's lots of little rooms to kind of customize. You got this like nice little bathroom here. You got this bigger room here. You got another separate little small little room here. So this is the second floor. And then you got the first
That
floor.
magnificent view to poop while you look into the ocean.
Yeah.
It's go back to the toilet. There's just so much
What?
room as you
Uh,
can overlook on the toilet.
That's nasty.
It's
It's
like an
very
uncomfortable amount of
But
space.
you can decorate it yourself. These are just here for looks. The toilet you
Okay.
can move it around.
Oh,
I have privacy concerns. Are there like scuba divers
Just-
that be around this
Why
area?
would there be scuba divers going around?
Wait.
I mean, if you
It's
want
an
to,
ocean.
What did
Scuba divers and oceans like go together.
The sinks
whatever.
push out like
There
salt
could-
water, or are you just
Yeah.
drinking salt water?
there could
Scuba
be
dive in
like
the air.
blast shields or something that like encase it.
Yeah, you could do
for,
that.
like privacy.
Blast shields.
Yeah,
Yes,
like if
that's-
the ocean disappeared.
So
Or
there's
there's
this.
a
If the ocean disappeared.
I'm gonna go into the cool elevator here. Well, first off, you can do that.
Oh yeah,
and
that
let's see.
elevator's pretty.
I
Does
hope
it have
this- I
music?
hope this- yeah, no, it doesn't yet. If we have music, we
It
should
have
have some elevator music. There's no sounds yet.
elevator music.
So you can go to all those different floors. Let me go to let's go up to the surface here, which isn't done. So don't be surprised when you see not much. But the idea is you can go up to the surface, which is
Wow,
to be
I'm gonna call
determined.
Microsoft.
Oh
What?
wow,
Wow,
that's neat.
Yeah, it's a surface joke.
it's a surface
sorry.
joke, and you can also go to the basement. So let's go check that out real quick. Oh, we need some really cool sounds. We need really cool sounds. And so the basement, this is gonna be a pool, right? Yeah.
I believe that's the idea.
Isn't that
That's the
ironic?
idea. Well, you gotta be able to swim, in clean water, as opposed to
Yeah.
just salt water,
I want to swim with
Maybe
the
you're just
whales. and
Salty.
the-
LOL.
all the
I'm stupid.
fish.
But I want to
Shut
swim
up,
with the
Matt.
whales.
Dude, my comedy
you
is
know,
top
like-
tier right now.
Dude,
I
It's
Rotting
believe
whales
there's
at the end of the
some
ocean.
thought on getting out to the ocean too, so you can swim. But yeah. Anyways, that's the progress on this map. There's
Airlock.
still a lot to
Isn't
do.
there like some TTT map with like a submarine parented to a funk train, and you just get in the submarine and it just slowly goes around somewhere? I wish I knew the name of that map. It was just the most disappointing thing ever.
Oh yeah.
But it was source.
the
So what do you
best
know?
you could do.
I really like the curves in this. It really feels like well, actually, it feels really fisheye lens type of like.
The
least
the
for me.
first
Yeah, it is.
underwater environment that isn't Art Deco 1930s.
Hey, what is that a reference to?
BioShock.
What? Why did you say it? Oh my god.
Do you know what?
Yes, I know. I know what you're talking about.
Can we
Oh,
censor that in
okay, I
post?
could-
Like,
Yeah,
whoever
it turns
the
out we
video up?
can't say things on Twitch. That'd be really weird.
What are words?
Did you want to show off your thing, Matt?
Yeah,
now?
I'll have to open
I'll
it really
just
quick. Hold on.
Go another segue.
Yeah, fantastic transitions.
I know.
This is a great
That's
stream. We
very
each
special.
have like a thing to show off. That's neat.
It's
How
hard
do you
to
guys enjoy
transition.
not being super sick? Because I am very sick.
I feel good about it. Actually.
I'm very happy for you. I'm happy for your happiness.
Health is a thing that needs to be maintained throughout one's life. So
Right.
Right.
Cool.
Moving right
All right, I'm
along.
almost open. Give me a second.
Oh man.
To preface, I have been doing room art for Toy Room, and I just finished up the lighting today.
What is
I
Toy Room, Matt?
I'm ready. It's a UCH or a Little Crusaders map. Don't ban me. Yeah, I'm ready.
Here, let me show you. Okay.
Okay. Let me take out the blueprint, guys. That was just for some stuff. Yeah, I've been doing mostly lighting, because if you played this in the beta, it was, well, A, very early, and B, had really dark, gross lighting. If you played it during the beta, I did a little bit of layout stuff. Like, there was a lot of people that could camp on these wood blocks, so I added a little slope to help you get to the button. Should be pretty hard to camp there now. Did it for this one too. There's a way to get up to this section for this magical Lego block thing. Oh, I wish I could stream my audio, but if you stand on the xylophone, Will made a bunch of xylophone sounds for me, so you can make the The phone make noise. That's how that works, right?
So you can annoy people by jumping on them constantly.
Yes.
What's
Also, this
magical
amazing
about
cassette tape by
the Legos?
Chronicle. What's that?
What's magical about the Lego staircase? Because you said that they were magical.
Because I said so.
Oh.
Don't question.
All right, I'm just.
Yeah, I'd replaced out Chronicles for this amazing tape. I could put in the anime tape if I wanted to.
Oh goodness.
Oh, here we go.
Oh,
Anime
goodness.
is better than real life.
Man, you know,
Thanks, Matt.
2017.
My parents don't let me watch anime. Well, but I do. Stop. Also,
Why did you're not supposed to read it, Matt?
are you not? Well,
No.
too bad. I'm flipping it over. What's on side 2?
Oh,
Oh.
no.
Okay,
There
listen.
it is.
Listen, this was this was
You haunt me.
this is ironic.
Is
Is
it?
it
I don't know if it
ironic?
is. I think it's
Just-
a cry for help.
Just to make sure. Just to make sure.
Also,
I
this
believe
is
you.
a custom design that Andy did for this very
Oh,
neat cup.
yeah.
It has its own nice custom color scheme.
What was the cup used for before it was placed here? Like, what beverage did it hold?
Perhaps
What
Cylinders.
beverage?
Sprite or what?
Wow,
what
we're
are
really
they?
throwing out
Sponsored
brand
by
names right now.
Sprite.
Wow.
Yeah. Turns out this map is officially sponsored by Sprite. Drink Sprite.
No.
It's so
I
delicious.
just didn't know
I
there
like
was
the
any
Don't say
lore-
that because people think.
I just
Yeah,
didn't know
there are
there was any
people that are
little lore
told
about
them.
each item. Being like,
Yes, that's
each item has a
so.
story
That-
about why
the-
it's in there.
Yeah,
Those
it turns out I'm
cards
just
right
gonna
there,
I'm gonna put
those
a
were played-
tooltip on
Those
each
were played by
item,
the
and you're gonna
best
walk up to
poker
the item.
player, right there.
Yeah, this
Uh,
xylophone was
Yes.
owned by the
Kidding.
Prince of England.
What? This is like a kid's room.
Doesn't
What are
exist.
you talking about?
All right.
Anyway, yeah, that's all I really got. It's coming along. It should be done in hopefully next
A
week or
time
two.
frame.
Yeah, sure. I wanna do some more testing just to make sure. Actually, I mean, it'd probably be the same effect if I just put it out and you guys gave me more feedback because Anyway, that's all I got.
Nice.
Stop.
Oh,
Nice.
it's good.
Nice. Next, what do we got?
Moving it right along to Zach.
I think it's
I guess
Zach.
that's me.
So,
Ah.
Zach, what have you been working on?
Oh no. Okay, are you set up on my screen? so you
Yeah,
can
you're
say-
looking at something interesting.
Oh boy. So there's a bunch of code here. This is stuff that I'm working on. So
me to
this
show you that?
week,
Show me
I decided, yeah, it's fine. This week I decided to kind of readdress the arcade API that I was working on like several months ago. I decided I want to do like a complete rewrite of it because the previous version, we had kind of like a render to texture thing, which was pretty slow and inefficient. And I came up with a new design where it uses Unreal to like actually render the stuff. So this week I've been working on the rendering system behind the all the arcade stuff. So I wrote this application. This is going to be the tool where you actually build the arcade games in. But right now it's just a rendering output in OpenGL. I got some chairs, some stars. Those are
Wait,
some
where'd you
pretty
get
cool
that
stuff.
chair from? Like, is that an image or
Chair
did you like?
icon from
What's the
like
chair icon?
So basically I wrote a batched
Oh my God.
rendering system for this where it takes you basically submit all these things that you want to draw on the screen, and then it takes them all and puts them into separate batches based on like what material you're using, what texture, what kind of blend mode. So instead of it being like a draw call for every single star and every single shape, it's actually just 3 draw calls: the chairs, the stars, and then there are also translucent stars on that you can't really tell because they all look the same, but some of them are additive and some are not. So it's really, really efficient render.
I think
And
Zach's screen went away on the stream.
Yeah, I'm loading something in the background.
Oh, okay.
oh. And as of last night, I got textures working not just in this tool, but in Unreal. everybody?
That's
Is
really
this
cool.
showing?
Yeah, it's
Is
going.
that
So right now, what's happening is Unreal is using the arcade runtime DLL to basically get a bunch of things to render, and then it's submitting it to RHI and drawing it on the screen as actual geometry. So if we go into wireframe, these are actual like shapes being drawn in OpenGL, rendered in real time on the screens.
That is.
That's pretty cool.
yeah?
And
So how
it
much
loads
can
all
you
the-
push that though? Like, can you render tons and tons of stuff?
Yeah, I'm actually getting like no FPS drop from having like two of these rendering at once. And I did an earlier test. There's currently a small bottleneck with the renderer backend, and that's because it's not terribly optimized. It has to do with memory allocation.
Mhm.
But I plan to make an interface that exposes Unreal's allocator to the runtime, so it can do this a little bit faster. But yeah, I can start making a bunch of these. Oh yeah. I put them in a dark room so you could see them better.
Super efficient, super flexible, I guess. You can render anything.
Yep.
Yeah.
My long term plan is to not only use this for arcade, but to use it for like maybe like condo panel or like some screen stuff, like maybe some control panels and
Some maps.
in the in the maps and stuff. You can see I'm just kind of just
Dat 120
making these-
FPS.
Yeah, I might start to get a small drop because, like I said, the DLL's doing a bunch of allocations because there's this STL vector that's like allocating all these things, and it doesn't have memory allocation access in Unreal. But once I get that figured out, this should be pretty darn efficient.
Yeah, I
And
noticed
then
if you're looking at
also-
all of them, it's like a low FPS, but if you start zooming into just one or two, you get your FPS back.
Yeah, also there's the shaders are relatively not very complex. It's more complicated. There's a bunch of things like occluding them, but
Mhm.
there's also the occlusion. So if you can't see them, they won't render.
Oh, nice.
So
That's really cool.
this is going to be the foundation for arcade games, and possibly if we do like a condo OS condo panel like we did in GM Tower, we would use this to.
Could potentially use it for slots too.
Yeah, we could also use it for slots. Anything where we need to have some kind of like cool graphical component rendering on it and some sort of like interactivity. I had an idea where you could have like mouse input where the the crosshair is like your mouse pointer, and you could like aim and like click on things and such. Kind of like kind of like in GM Tower, like the lobby one, where it's like you go to your condo and you can lock and unlock it. Those little panels. This
Yeah.
could be a framework for doing that. Also, a technical challenge that I kind of overcame with this is that I had to disable depth testing on this, and the problem with that is, let me actually demonstrate this by changing the material for a sec. There's this depth test component here where it compares the scene depth to the depth that you're rendering at, and if you don't do that, you'll see that the stuff just renders like right through anything. Like there's no, unless it's like occluded by the system, it'll just draw on top of everything else.
Mhm.
So the trick I came up with was to actually do like a pseudo depth test. So if you draw this just without anything touching it, it won't render anything. So basically, it takes advantage of kind of z fighting and like depth equals to determine what spots render and what doesn't. Like if I drag this off, you know,
Oh, so you
it'll
can
be
actually clip the screen, basically.
yeah.
That's neat.
Would it be possible to integrate mouse input into this?
Yeah, that's what
Yes.
he was talking about.
I do
Okay,
plan to do that. Mhm.
because that'd be cool to have like you could do like 3D widget stuff, whatever.
Yeah.
Because like maybe in the future, like the appearance panels and stuff could be like actually in the world instead of like in a UI or whatever. That'd be kind
It'd
of
be
cool.
kind of interesting for some of the arcade games too, if you had like mouse input.
Mouse ones, yeah.
I don't know if this is going to show up on the stream or not, but this is pretty cool. The thing I worked on last night was textures. Textures are kind of like a complicated problem because let's say you have a bunch of arcade machines running like the same game on it. You don't want to like create textures for each arcade game. You want to kind of have like an overall sort of manager that's like tracking, which things are using what. So I created a sort of reference counter here. Like 2 references because I made a bunch of these. Makes this example harder to show. Something from these. I made a reference counter where when a screen wants to load a texture, if the texture is already loaded, it will basically add a reference to it and say, I'm using this too. And it's not until all the screens are basically done or shut down their games or whatever that the reference count reaches 0. You'll probably see it in this console here if I delete these. You'll see here it actually freed the texture, so it deleted the resource because nothing's using it. But then when you create one, it allocates a new one, gives it a reference count of 1. And then if I create another one, it adds to that reference count. So basically, I'm only loading 2 textures for this whole thing, and it's the stars and the chair globally for any screen that would be using those textures.
So kind of
That's
like
pretty
the
cool.
canvas system, right? Where you have one
Right.
canvas and it's just duplicated across.
It's like a more advanced version of that, but
Yeah.
definitely it basically keeps them all in a separate global manager, and then whenever things want to load textures, it'll try to find the existing texture and load them in. And one of the things, the sort of things this had to do was not only load the textures, but also create material instances for the additive and opaque materials. So every texture has to have a material instance that works with it. So.
How many textures is like too many textures? Because I mean, like you'll have the instances of like one arcade game running, but like when it starts to stack up like to 3 or 4 different types of arcade games, is that going to become like taxing?
I don't think so. My thinking is that I'm going to profile this and then maybe sort of put a cap on the number of textures an arcade thing can have.
That'd be cool.
Besides, if you really want to use like a ton of textures that are like small, you could probably stick it in like a texture atlas or something.
Yeah, I was just about to ask about sprite sheets. Doesn't Texture 2D already have like a sprite sheet kind of thing? Or is that like different? I don't really know.
Of, but I have tools that I've written for this. I wrote like a atlas packing tool a while back that I'm going to kind of integrate into this. So you can
yeah, because like if it was just like one
in.
texture per arcade machine, that would be like fantastic. Because like, well, I mean, I don't know what the resolution would be or like how many or the quality of the assets, but that'd be really neat.
It would be really good. So that's something I'm thinking of doing down the line. Let's see if I can pull this up. When I redesigned this, this is the whole rewrite going on here. I started on Sunday and been working through today. The actual like arcade code is completely abstracted by these interfaces. So like this is an interface for like an arcade machine effectively, and you can basically send it inputs and then it will render output to Unreal. The idea being that you could implement multiple languages. So one of the ideas I had is that you could do like Lua or Python or JavaScript or whatever languages that end up getting implemented.
Yeah.
And they could just run underneath this sort of global interface. So you can make arcade games in whatever language you like. And then
that'd be really cool.
this whole API just kind of works with it. Also, for anyone who does not know, the plan with the arcade is that this whole framework that I'm doing for building the arcade games and putting them in video games is going to be open source, so people can, so the tool can kind of be expanded on. So other C++ developers can kind of come in and like add features or additional languages or whatnot, and kind of grow the tool. And because hopefully if somewhere down the line other games decide to implement this arcade thing, we'll see kind of like a sort of growth in arcade machines to use. It'll be kind of like this asset that kind of works between different games, and I think that would be really exciting. So
In the scope of Tower, I think, are we gonna do like a set amount of games in our lobby arcade, but then we're gonna like open up the custom ones to like the condos, or what's the deal with that?
Yeah, there's a few games that we have planned for the arcade that we're gonna make, and then I would say like workshop for the rest of it, right? Wasn't there the idea where you had like cartridges that you
Yeah,
could get
there was
off the
like a
workshop and then stick it into like a home
console.
That'd be
console
really
thing,
cool.
Yeah,
and then put that on any projector or TV, like all of that
Make them
type of
physics
stuff.
objects. It's
Oh
like I
my
lost
god.
my cartridge.
yeah,
But that
so
type of stuff is like the condo IO stuff, right? Kind of like all working together. You connect like
right.
this thing with that other object, and it just knows what to do.
Yeah, one of the neat features I came up with when designing this is that the arcade machine determines what sort of controls it has. So one of the ideas I had is you could just stick it on a cabinet, and then the cabinet will look at the bindings for that machine. And I'll say, oh, I need to make these buttons and these controls and bind these inputs to make this
Oh,
machine work.
you have different controllers that you can buy.
Yep. I
That only
also
have two
had
buttons.
another idea a couple days ago for like the machine will tell, or like the arcade code will tell the machine like what screen size it needs or what aspect ratio it needs and like what kind of artwork to put on the cabinet. And then the in Unreal the cabinet model will
Just
be
update.
loaded proper and set to whatever the machine desires.
That would be really
So
cool too.
that's kind of the broad plan with this. And for anybody who doesn't know, this whole arcade like API thing was kind of born from the concept that like early on I did like a sort of prototype where I loaded a emulator in Unreal, and I wanted to like make something where people could make arcade games, but like um actually create them, not necessarily just load um, ROMs from other
Existing
games.
games, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is like a way of kind of making that happen.
You said you started this last Sunday?
Yes.
That's a
This Sunday.
oh this yeah, that's a lot of progress in like barely even like 5 days. That's incredible. Zach's the
Yeah.
master.
I'm really excited about this. So I did a specification on Sunday and showed it off, and then started kind of writing it. I had some rendering experiments I did in other projects that I was able to kind of build on. So it wasn't a complete, from nothing, build, but uh, it's been a bit of work.
Yeah. But it's definitely gonna be like a really scalable thing. So it's good that we're putting
Yeah.
like a good amount of time into it.
Yep.
All right.
Well, I have
Are you
other
done with your
arcade
stuff,
stuff
Zach?
Yeah, I'm good.
as well.
Okay. Yeah, let's we can move on then.
All right, let me set this up real quick. So, okay. So Joanna's been working on arcade like models. Um, as last stream, I think there was like all the games, 5 games were shown. So there's 2 extra machines now. There's this one right here called Salmon Says.
going this
Oh no!
So basically,
Informative fish.
it's pretty similar to well, you probably can guess it. I don't need to say it.
the
But
popular
basically,
game where you hit buttons in an
yeah,
order.
you hit buttons in the order. You can set your difficulty, and then we'll have a big amount of leaderboards and stuff. I mean, the whole arcade is gonna have leaderboards, but this will basically be the leaderboard game. And then there's in the middle here, that's a little screen that show like your current score and all that. And there's something else with this game, but we can't really show that until it's done. But we got some ideas. The other game here is Burb Sky, which, as you can see, it's got a screen, so it's going to use what Zach was showing off. That's it's literally like the arcades over there, but bigger screen. And so it is based off of Little Crusaders. That should be apparent.
Really?
I would hope it'd be apparent. I mean, it even has Little Crusaders down there. But yeah. And we showed off all these other games, but yeah, it's all coming together. The more machines we build, well, Joanna builds basically right now, the more like the arcade will feel, I guess, interesting, because it's just having the same machine over and over would get really annoying. But
It'll feel arcadey.
this is starting to come together. So also, since I have it open, quickly just mention the new patch that's coming out soon. We looked into fixing some of the graphic settings that were missing from the game. So the first thing is now the graphic settings, because we have a lot of graphic settings going on, we thought about putting little descriptions up here. So when you scroll through, you can actually see what the graphic settings changes. That way it's pretty clear. Like effects quality may have not been clear enough. So now, with this description, you can kind of read what it does. But Lifeless worked on figuring out a good way to do the view distance stuff, because we have to implement it throughout the game. So now there's this view distance setting. And so you can, I have to load up the plaza to really show it. But basically, you can set the view distance now for like lower end machines. And yeah, you want
The
to
view
describe it?
distance stuff basically, as some of you might know, like when you walk through Plaza at the moment, you can see things like culling and, well, they disappear in the distance. And
Let me see if I can load it up
basically,
real quick.
what this changes is that it changes the distance of where that happens, depending on your setting. So the new epic setting, as it is now, will be a little bit further than what it used to
Mhm.
be, right? So for the people who actually have good PCs, um, the level below that, I think, is just high. That's now what it is now as such, and then anything below that will drop it down to lower and lower. So things like the palm trees or the street lights or like the tiny little lights that you see on the ground, sometimes they will distance cull depending on what your setting is on that.
I might be able to show it because I was just able to load the plaza. So let me just show it quick.
Should I just speak about the foliage one as well?
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah.
While I load
So
this up.
we also added the foliage and detail setting where there's three settings for that. There's just low, medium, and ultra, I believe. And low just turns off foliage entirely and any small details that might be in some of the maps. Medium, we haven't actually added anything to medium that's any different from ultra yet, but in the future there probably will be. But it's just essentially allows people to lower their foliage level. Actually, no. In medium, the foliage is the density of foliage is halved. Actually, I forgot about that. That doesn't include any like trees or anything, but like any grass that's part of foliage should like reduce in half of their density. So better, well, just optimization in general there.
Yeah. I see. I got the view distance there. So I got near on. You can see kind of like the grass over there and stuff pops in a lot nearer, and then you do ultra.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't hit accept. You can see it a lot farther. So we've been looking into that, and I believe we fixed the anti-aliasing setting too. That was broken in the last patch.
Yeah.
I'm sorry about that.
Oh,
Unreal
one
changed a lot
thing.
of the settings.
One thing I should
4.14.
note is that with foliage and stuff, it's not in every single map yet. We haven't got quite around to
Mhm.
that, but it does work in Plaza. It does work in Waterhole, and it works mostly in Forest. We'll be getting around to some other maps at some other point, but those are the ones that currently have it as I speak. So, yeah.
I guess quickly mention we also fixed the projector. That
Oh yeah.
if you set your shadow quality to low, the projector just wouldn't display an image. That's fixed in this patch too.
Yep.
But yeah. So good
Hooray.
overall fixes on like just like the core stuff, like the graphics and everything.
Yeah.
I also optimized Project 12.
Oh,
I
yeah?
mentioned that.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. Some people were
Nice.
talking about bad FPS up on the
Yeah,
tower,
that
so hopefully
it should be somewhat better now for people, hopefully.
as long as your computer isn't a potato.
You know.
You can't fix potato.
There's only so much
Well,
optimization we can do, but if you're running
Even
integrated
boiling.
graphics 4000, then yes, sorry, you're kind of get with the times, buddy.
All right.
We
I'm
got
done showing that.
yeah, I think
Yeah, we want to talk about that
Let's-
last thing that Caboose has been working on
Oh, okay.
since
Go for it, Caboose. I don't have
unless we
anything
have
to
anything
show.
else. Yeah. Let's move on. Anything else? Anyone else to talk about? Because this is. We'll talk about this. I don't know if we'll have
I
time
like
for Q
grilled
and A.
cheese. Is that a thing to talk about?
Because this next thing is something.
Not that complicated.
It's a really cool feature though. I'm really excited about it.
Being modest.
All right.
Um,
Now I've buttered them up.
All right. So, hi. I've been, I've been working on ever since I've seen the Tower Unite website. I really liked it. It's great. I think it could be better though. So I've started a little project on my end of I want to really flesh out the Tower Unite website. I want to have more explanations of what Tower Unite is. Really explain the lobby and where everything is. And explain the game rules so that people who might not know, you know, what's Planet Panic and what's the whole point of this? What am I supposed to do? It will kind of just tell you that there. But it's also kind of lacking in the department of seeing the game as it is, like alive. So I wanted to implement things like player profiles, where you can go to someone's page and see, oh, this is my friend. Here's all the items that they own. This is how much they're worth. This is their leaderboard stats and the stat and the other thing. In addition to that, I also wanted to make this searchable item manifest. So, like, if you go into the plaza and you have this question of, well, where do I get the jetpack? You could just type that into the site, and it'll tell you everything about the jetpack, show you a picture of it, description, maybe like a video of it being used, if we go that fancy. And in the corner of it will be a button that leads us into the last feature of the site that I want to implement. Um, a this part of the site is basically a online marketplace for buying Tower Unite items without having to go into the plaza. So you can search up, a sofa,
You mean
and it'll
buying
take you.
ideas though too, right? Right.
Yeah, units. This is all in-game currency. You basically log in with Steam, and it get all your Tower Unite stuff, and you could go into a sofa, and you could see it, and you could add that sofa to your cart.
I
So
mean,
you
I
add up
wouldn't
all
want to go
these.
inside a sofa. It's probably not a really comfortable experience.
Hey, well, sometimes you want to try before you buy. Sometimes you want to live on the wild side.
I live under the cushions of my couch. It's very
So-
crumbly.
You add up all these things to your cart, and you buy it, but it doesn't. There's a little catch with this. Um, it needs to be delivered to you, so it's not an instantaneous delivery, and it also costs a little bit more because shipping is not free. There's a lot of gas involved, traffic. There's liability, so it's not the most consumer friendly of sorts. But if you're someone who just really wants to build in the condo, can't really, don't want to put on your clothes and get in your car and drive to the lobby and spend an entire afternoon at the plaza just to buy like a couch. You can just go online and within like X amount of time, because I haven't figured out how long I want to do that yet. You'll just have the, sofa. And so yeah, so that's something I want to work on. You'll be able to
how
track your orders.
we're gonna
and-
mask loading times? Is like, yeah, you're driving to the plaza. That's what's happening
Yeah.
right now.
Well, I guess you're taking the train, so and you know how long
Yeah,
you
it's
have to
kind
wait
of
for
an
trains
island.
sometimes. So, well, there's always the underground transit system. Anyway,
Is there?
Yeah,
uh,
a
yeah.
subway.
Yes.
Is that like
Yes,
Project
that one.
23?
And this doesn't only work with item buying, but you can also like, let's say you have like, you're looking through your attic and you realize I don't need all 500 of these hula dolls. Well, now you can just throw them all in a box and ship them to Tower Express, and you can just get rid of them and get units back, so that you can spend on other things like more sofas, or
Wow.
a bowling
You'd
ball.
like
I don't
Become a
know.
sofa.
It's your money. Use it when you need it.
Become
I
a
don't think that's
sofa.
how currency works. I don't think you sell a sofa so you can get more sofa.
No, you're
Make a
selling
sofa
hula
man
dolls.
player model.
Huh?
Make a sofa player model.
Yes.
No.
Become the sofa.
Become the
Yes.
sofa.
No.
But yes,
Okay.
and to be clear, because I didn't want to like emphasize, this is all done with units. This is all the units you earn in game. That's the currency in this. Just wanted to slam that point down in. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, so that's something that will be coming over.
Can you review the
amount of
items? You said you can review
Yes.
them,
Yes, you can leave customer reviews and star ratings.
right?
I don't know. I've been toying with the idea of letting people upload screenshots of said item, so you could
So
have
you're
like
gonna,
a
so you're
gallery.
literally gonna make an Amazon for our virtual.
Don't
I
call
think-
it that.
I think
Okay.
it'd be a cool little thing though, and then you can track your order. You could see, oh, Jim Catsack picked it up at the factory and driving it over to you. And
Can you do it like more
You just really like the
realistic, where,
Domino's
like, they
tracker.
lose the
Is that what this is
package?
really about?
yeah, maybe
Yeah,
your
you can't
package
say
gets lost and
Domino's
it's
on
like
stream.
insurance.
Gosh.
Domino.
And
Domino
if you get
pizza.
Tower Prime, you get delivery
Oh,
slightly
God.
cheaper.
that was a suggestion. I don't know if I'm going to do that, but that was toyed around where you could pay like, next day shipping, which would be a really long time in the long run. But
Instant shipping.
wow,
Everyone knows that according to the lore, a day in Tower is like 5 minutes.
isn't it like
It's actually not.
It's actually
Like
it's like
10, isn't it?
10.
The
Actually,
day-night
I would like
cycle
to
is
know.
like pretty long.
Actually, you know what? That would be perfect because I was thinking around like 5-10 minutes for the things to get to you anyway. So it would literally be next day delivery.
You just go into your condo and you screw with the slider
Yeah,
to fucking make it.
but if you go back
quicker.
too far, your item won't ever show up because it's the past.
Oh, God.
Okay, now we're getting really hypothetically weird. And I want to crawl into a corner and cry about my
Aw.
existence.
That's your prerogative. But
Yes.
Okay.
yeah, that's the thing.
Anyway,
Okay, so we should probably open it up to Q&A.
Yes.
yeah, we got like 9 minutes for Q&A.
That's more minutes than we had last time.
Ask the stuffy nerd lord your favorite questions.
The stuffy nerd
Which
lord.
one?
Hey,
Uh-huh.
I don't sell that stuffy. Yeah.
You wanna fucking bet?
Oh no, according to the chat, I'm the nerd lord today, so
Oh, well.
Oh.
You're not a nerd. Shut up. Any plans to become a Discord partner? We don't have enough Discord people, and we don't have enough Twitch subs.
Actually, I mean, yeah. Anyways,
Oh,
I'll talk about
That's
that.
like that was one of the questions. Please make a view model for the bird. I mean, like, sure. Will the knight become a player model in the lobby?
Oh yeah. Okay, so I'll mention that. I posted about that recently on the forums. It'll probably be a milestone again. So milestones are like, we're still trying to decide exactly how to do the milestones this time because we can't just do them with achievements. Milestones are items you get by achieving a certain thing. Before in GMT, they were like achievements, but we don't want to do achievements because you can just easily like unlock those. We're thinking of something more progressive, so that the more you play the mini golf, or Little
We'll probably do
Crusaders.
milestones when we do like Steam achievements, right? Or something.
I'm hoping to get all of that, all wrapped up as one big update. So it's like, here's
Okay,
the
nice.
stats and achievements and badges stuff, and it's like, here you go, and it has some milestones, a few of them, not all of them, but we'll release more as we go.
Let's see.
But yeah,
Is Accelerate playing for this year? Yeah, we don't know when yet, and we don't know what it's going to be yet. We don't have time to talk about that right now.
yeah, we're gonna post something about what
Yeah,
we're
that's
thinking with
something.
Accelerate.
It's a very large topic that we have to discuss.
We're still discussing it.
How do you guys feel about complaints that Little Crusaders unbalanced? That was really passive. Are you passively asking us to rebalance Crusaders? It's not unbalanced. It's because Little Crusaders it's more of a
Okay.
I think it's more of a latency issue.
You went
Honestly,
through a lot of emotions there. Well, I'll mention
Yeah.
that the patch that's coming out with the forest update, that actually is going to fix like probably the biggest issue with the dragon. People can jump on the dragon and you can't really shake them off. Well, if you jump as the dragon, they'll fall off. So
yeah. I think
Okay.
also some of the complaints came from people who were playing with 12 players, and that was not supposed to be that. It was supposed to be 8, as we fixed in one
well,
of the later updates.
12's fine, but it's more of like
It's
an advanced.
Have
Like
you
if,
actually played 12? It's kind of a
yeah,
nightmare.
I think it's just it was
I
something that we
will I
wanted to
will
bring back maybe at some point. It would be more difficult. Like,
I
maybe
would
have
give you
different
money if you
payouts.
could fend off yourself from 12 nights all at
I
once.
could.
It's pretty.
I could
I
do
don't
that
know if you
now.
could. You're all talk money. It's
Wouldn't
pretty
it
difficult.
technically be 11?
Yes, it would actually. So,
Um, Is VR support still in development? No, I have a forum post about that. Go look for it. I'll probably link it.
Wow.
I can
I don't.
find
Do you want me to explain the whole VR? Like we were like doing speed round Q&A.
No.
You have
Uh,
9 minutes, not 9
Okay.
seconds. I mean,
Yeah.
you could give it a little more
Oculus
time.
and Vive support are not coming because it's impossible to traverse a plaza with room scale VR. Well, I mean, you could do like teleporting and stuff, but like it's a very difficult thing to integrate VR into the environment.
It's
that
not our
this
main
tower.
focus, and it probably won't be for
Yeah.
a while. If something changes, we'll let you know. Basically, things have changed. A lot of change. I think we said this almost every stream, unfortunately, about the VR. It's a cool thing. It's just everything's changed. We're doing something different.
VR has definitely changed.
Yeah.
Since
VR
the-
has changed a lot. So.
Yeah. Will the train move in the toy map? No, we tried. It's kind of really gameplay breaking.
Yeah,
We definitely, it was definitely a thing that
you
happened,
get
but we took it off.
stuck on it a lot, and there was not really a good fix for it. It was done. Like, it can move around. It's just it
Yeah,
messed with
it's
the
just,
gameplay so
yeah.
much.
I didn't know we tested it.
I did.
It
I got
was
angry
enough,
about it
like
because I
from
really
initial
wanted it to
testing.
happen, but it messes
Yeah.
things up quite a lot.
I mean, I like dynamic elements, but like I don't want it to distract from the gameplay. I guess there's different types of dynamic elements you could have, but like I don't know. I don't think it would have been
It just ended up being that the dragon would get blocked, and then it would go
like
through the
being
train, and there was so many
being
things that just came up.
on the train doesn't give you like a gameplay advantage either. It probably makes it
Oh, it's
even
just a cool
harder
thing,
or
but it
easier.
affected
Yeah.
too much,
Yeah.
basically.
What's the progress on weapon prediction?
Basically, we have to migrate to 4.15, which fixes a lot of the loading issues, possibly the stuttering, we're hoping. And yeah, we have to port the weapon prediction stuff, well, Zach does, to 4.15.
Yeah, that's me.
It's
Yeah.
progressing. It's basically ready to go once those things are done. And then we have to redo
But then-
all of
yeah.
Virus's weapons. With that, we're gonna clean up a lot of the Virus's like bugs that have been long-standing bugs, basically. And then once that's done, laser tag will start to pick up momentum, and the Planet Panic recreation will start to pick momentum up. Like, it's all kind of like, we're just waiting for 4.15 basically, and then it'll come back again.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Somebody was
it's fun.
Somebody was asking about the arcade render depth with textures and having them see through walls. He wanted it so you could have the golf flag always be visible. I don't. I mean,
Hmm.
that wouldn't be the arcade system. I don't think
No,
that'd
that'd be
probably be.
different.
You
You
can do
could
that
easily
in
do that just
Unreal.
by setting the material as
I don't know
an
why
event
you'd want the
test.
golf flag to be always visible, though.
So
I
you
mean,
can
know
see
where it
where it
is.
you could
is.
do. We actually,
You can do
Mac, you were
settings
working
for
on an
that.
outline system, weren't you? Like, didn't you just do
Well, we
outlines?
have that outline system for the items, but we could do that for as a setting for mini golf, like
For
just
me, like
to
a button
help.
you
Yeah.
press, you hold
It
it,
could be.
and it'll show you where the hole is.
Yeah, it's stuff like that is the only thing that's difficult is trying to figure out a good way to like where to put it in the settings.
We could have a
And so it's
checkbox for like the
fair.
mini golf pro HUD, and it does like all these like analytics, and it's got like numbers and things,
Oh,
like
man.
distance
Yeah.
to pin, and all these other things.
21st century mini golf.
When should we expect the next update? Well, we don't know how long it's going to be or what issues are going to arise when we port to 4.15. It's not going to be as
Oh, not we're
severe
not doing
as.
that next update though.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I guess
The forest
Forest
is the
is
next
coming,
update.
and then we're going to 4.15.
I hope.
Um,
We hope.
I mean, like,
We
there shouldn't
haven't-
be
And this
any
is bugs, so.
major issues.
We're hoping that we won't have
yeah.
too many issues with 4.15 like we did
Because
with
like, yeah, 4.12 to
4.14.
4.14 was like physics stuff because they updated like physics, but I don't think that'll be a problem with the next one because it's a smaller jump.
But we absolutely need 4.15 because the event-driven loader is like the main like reason. There's a few like level the texture streaming stuff has been improved apparently too. So
like on an SSD with the new event stuff, like your maps loaded
On
pretty
a-
speedy.
on a regular hard drive too.
Do
It's,
they?
yeah.
I mean, SSD's always faster, but
Yeah.
you know,
It's pretty
is
quick.
is the view distance option going to help performance like I think it will? Yeah, because
Yes.
it's rendering less foliage, less draw calls, less polygons, you know,
It's
all
super
that
duper
good stuff.
I haven't had the time to really profile it. I have a machine that I want to profile it on, but I believe it's gonna help a lot.
There were some areas in the
Least
plaza
lobby.
that I would sometimes dip to like the yellow zone on the FPS counter, and if you crank those all down, it's like, at least for me, some areas
And
were
it-
like 20, 30 FPS higher.
It affects
Yeah.
players too, by the way. So
Yes.
players don't render from a very far distance too with that,
That's good
which is very
because I
useful.
think each player is like 20,000 polys. It's kind of ridiculous,
They're a little bit
and
ridiculous.
all the blueprint items that are on top of
Yeah.
them, and
And then you turn that view distance down, and you won't see them from too far.
yeah.
But I
How
think their
far
name
down the?
tags work.
Oh, sorry.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, I was whatever. How far down the pipeline is workshop support for character stuff? I think we're still abstracting like how that would go down.
We had a recent discussion about all workshop stuff again, so we're kind of still thinking about what we want to do with it. Characters are like, I think like the first or second thing with workshop, but it's a very long process because we have some really crazy ideas that we want.
We gotta like figure out. I think we're using Unreal Skeleton still, right?
Yeah, we're gonna use Unreal Skeleton for the character.
Okay.
So
And
if
like
you rig
there's
your
like
character to the Unreal Skeleton, that's what we're using.
there's stuff like we have to decide how we're gonna do hat offsets and like
Yeah, we're gonna have
like-
to
because if you
do
make like
that
a
a little.
hat offset editor, I think you have to ship that through Epic Launcher, which is really weird.
We've
and all
got
that
some
stuff.
other ideas of the way Workshop works. They probably won't even touch the editor.
Yeah.
That's kind of what the current idea is, that we're not even gonna touch the Unreal editor for the Workshop stuff. We'll have our own like thing.
Yeah.
So
Let's see. When is glass going to be added? I mean, I've been wanting to get
Canvas.
around them. Yeah, I mean,
Use a
well, you can
canvas
do
for
PNG
now.
transparency,
Do a
yeah, but
little
I mean,
PNG.
I've kind of wanted to make more condo items because I've been working at maps for the past like 4 months.
I've been
So I
asking
might-
for glass for so
I'm-
long.
Yeah, ooh, look at you, Mister. I did it first. I'll probably spend a couple weeks like modeling furniture sooner or later because I know you guys are probably getting pretty stale in your condos, modeling or like putting all the same stuff around. So we always are thinking about making more items and stuff. So we're not
Yeah.
gonna ever stop doing that. I don't think. That's just like because I mean like we have our goals and then like in between like if we have any downtime we usually make items and stuff. But I've been
just
pretty
haven't
busy with like
Done
Crusaders.
items because of Crusaders. Whenever the game
Yeah.
world or the migration stuff, it's like we can't do anything else. So,
Yeah.
but we'll make some more.
Uh,
We should probably wrap this up though.
Yeah, I know. Arcade for your condo. Yeah, that's kind of like the idea. We want to do like the custom games. You'd have an arcade machine in like your condo or somewhere like that.
Yeah.
Um, let's see.
Should mention that we don't have any game worlds yet scheduled on the Trello because someone was mentioning the car racing stuff. I believe soon we will, so just watch for that. But I
Stay tuned.
do want to do another community poll though, just to get an
Yeah.
idea.
I mean, we have some internal ideas and stuff, and we're still thinking about it, but we don't have any. I mean, we have to focus on like Planet Planet too.
Well, we got to get the
Panic.
weapon stuff done to work on the weapon games, so kind of waiting for that, and then we can start planning what we're gonna do for the weapon games. You know, Zombie Massacre and Saturday Night Live.
Sorry, I'm like starting to jump through the thread because there's a lot of deep questions. Somebody was asking about Plaza events and secrets and stuff like that. I think we should bring back Plaza events, but that's just me.
Yeah, I think we will, and I think if I were to assume something, I would believe it'd be around when the ocean expansion stuff starts to come out, because at
Plus,
that
now that we have
stage, you know,
we have weapon
Plaza's pretty
prediction,
far.
so we
Yeah,
could do like balloon game again because I know Joanna made like a really cool balloon model, and I have a crossbow that's not being used and all that kind of
yeah,
stuff.
and then
But
the ocean expansion would be that like kind of stage where we're starting to finish off what we want for the plaza.
somebody said that
That's what I
UCH
would
servers
feel.
have 30 players max and the Chimera still wins. I want to see that. That sounds like something out of 300, to be honest with you.
Well, I know that in UCH on the GMT version, the one that's not GMT, you can tell what while moving, and that actually was a bug that I found,
Yeah.
like in the code. But that does help a lot. I think if you play it now when the patch comes out, the jumping thing is like a big fix, to be honest. And I think it'll be a lot easier for the dragon to get rid of those people, so you can roar and then get rid of them.
Yeah.
Right now it's
Um,
just a little tough.
Somebody asked about multiplayer arcade games. I think we decided no on that, right? Because just the
We're not
networking
sure
isn't.
still.
I mean,
I
networking is pretty
the networking
taxing.
is something, but if it's something that we want, we can do it. It's just
I mean,
not decided,
in
I
terms
guess.
of scalability, like it would maybe
Probably
that
not
could.
for the workshop ones, though. No.
Yeah, I think
Probably
initially it's going to
more
be
of the
single
official
player
ones.
stuff.
Yeah, it will be initially single player though.
Yeah.
But the high score stuff will be kind of like that, almost multiplayer feel.
We
So you
don't have a
can
price
see
for
what
the
people are doing.
underwater condo yet.
Definitely more than
Uh,
house. But I don't know
Yeah.
how
yeah.
much more. But it's gonna be more than house.
Quadruple.
No, it's not gonna be quadruple.
It's
That's
Okay,
ridiculous.
can't be that
fine.
expensive.
Double.
I can't imagine it'd be more than house, would it?
It'll be more than house.
House is a little expensive, don't you think? I don't know, maybe. I don't know.
I'll Do you want to? We should probably end it here. Since
We'll
Yeah,
you
get
guys
back to it
are.
with our economists.
Yeah.
yeah. These are. I'm just looking through the questions. There are a lot more of the same. So, if we didn't get to your question, that's why we have the magical Tower Unite forms that you can post your questions on, and
Yay.
we can spend some time getting to that later. When, yeah. I have one
Yeah.
more question to answer. Will GMT ever come back? And the answer is no. We're not
So
ever bringing GM Tower back because we don't like working in Gary's mod.
we're done with
And
It's
Gmod,
dead.
and we've
It's gone.
said it so
it's
many times.
it's been a year now, friends. It's not coming
Not
back.
yet. It will be in like a
It's
month.
had its dirt nap and everything.
Oh yeah, it's like almost it's almost been a year in about a month. So
Gmod
Imagine
Tower
that.
is not coming back because it is Tower Unite. So Tower Unite is Gmod Tower.
It grew up.
I've said that so many times. I think
It's spread
We'd
its
be
wings and
competing
flew
against
away.
ourselves if we did it.
it's the
yeah,
same
stupid.
project. It's just not done yet. But it basically is the same thing as GMT.
Like
So
honestly, like if you go back and you play Gmod Tower right now, you would realize that it's really not that great. Like other than like you can have player models, it's but that's something we're looking into.
and
But
pretty much everything that you liked in Gmod Tower, we're trying to bring it back.
I made a post
So-
like a while ago that everybody was like, "Oh man, Tower Unite is nothing like Gmod Tower. It's missing all of these things." And then I wrote up a post that said, "Hey, check it out. Here's a picture of Gmod Tower when it launched on July of 2009, and it was missing
It was missing
the theater.
yeah. It only had
didn't
two
have-
games. It had
I think it
Ball
only
Race
had
and
Ball Race
PvP.
and yeah, it only had 2 game worlds. It was missing the arcade. There wasn't the pool. There wasn't like
And it
the
didn't have the theater
casino.
for like 5 months, and it didn't have any new game, which I think the first
We
one was
didn't,
Virus.
we didn't make the casino until 2013. Like there was no casino for 4 years.
Virus
but-
was the first game other than Ball Race and PvP, if I remember, and it was like 2 years after the release. And then
It
Mini
basically
Golf
like
was
where
like
we are at
2013,
where we are in 2000 like for Tower Unite, it took us like a year to get there, whereas when we worked on Gmod Tower to get to that point, it took us something like 6 or 7 years. So if in the retrospect, like if you look at it, we have done more work on Tower Unite in such a little amount of time, and it, like most of that has been doing like back end work. Like Zach's like really, he spent like 3 months on the casino, and that's a scalable thing that we can apply to a lot of other stuff. And weapon prediction's almost done. It's just like this first year has been a lot of back end stuff, and now that it's all laid out, the next year is going to be like Speedy Gonzalez. Like we're going to be
already been crazy.
yeah, like we're already off to like a really good start. And Little Crusaders took such little time compared to some of the other game worlds
Except
because
for the art, but like the programming was pretty fast.
but yeah, like the actual gameplay for Little Crusaders only took like 2 weeks or something like that, right?
Yeah, 2
It was-
weeks, and
it
then
was super
2
speedy.
weeks of basically fixing the beta bugs.
Yeah, but
So.
basically the point is we're like we've laid the foundation, and now we can build off of it. And this next year is going to have a lot of stuff, and you know,
Yeah,
all that good
there's a
stuff.
lot to look forward to.
Yeah, 2017 is going to be really cool. But yeah, we're approaching that year mark, so thank you very much for the people who have been supporting us for the last year and before that, because we love you all a lot.
Yeah.
That was totally from the bottom of my stuffy little heart.
Are we good to go?
Yeah, I think we should
end
probably
the stream here.
Yeah.
Just like he said, post on the forums if you have any more questions.
Yeah, if we didn't get to your questions.
Our next stream, I
Your
believe, is the
questions.
17th, next Friday.
That's already like halfway through March.
Yeah, it is.
That's kind of scary to think about.
It is March 3rd. And
March 3rd, 2017.
Go ahead
But
and
yes.
wrap it up.
Make sure to follow us on Facebook and Twitter and the forums and our Tower Unite group. If you'd like to talk to us or ask questions, we have our Discord channel where you can communicate with us directly, and it's usually the easiest way to contact us. So if you have any concerns or anything like that, we're here for you to hold your hands and give you hugs and all that good stuff.
Yep.
But yes, thank you for joining us on our developer stream on this lovely Friday. Have a nice weekend.
Goodbye.
We love you. I think
Eat a balanced breakfast.
Bye.
eat
Bye.
breakfast.
Bye.
It's like 5 p.m. breakfast. What are you talking about?